All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh. I'm back from my cruise. I was pretty tired. Watched the game yesterday. Didn't do a watch along. Still recovering from my sea legs and, being in the sun. So, yeah, and then this drops on us. Niklas Süle signing for Borussia Dortmund, starting on a free in the 2022-2023 season. This is a signing that surprised me quite a bit. I did not think that we'd be able to pull it off. I didn't think that we'd go all out for a player like this. And this is the type of player that I think Borussia Dortmund absolutely need for several different reasons. I've been asked a lot recently. I've gone on different shows and I've had the question, Josh, why are Borussia Dortmund doing so bad? And I say so bad because, they're second in the league. It is what it is. But Borussia Dortmund have been atrocious to watch this season. And a lot of it came down to just diving a little bit deeper and taking a look at to the type of players this organization likes to go after, young, flashy players that you can sell on, usually in areas we don't need. We've been begging, pleading for a defensive target that could actually change the way that this team could play. And Dortmund usually say, no. Let's take a look at, honestly, an example is Adeyemi. Adeyemi is in my eyes, is not a player we need. He's not a player we need. Adeyemi, for me, will be a poor signing. I'm sorry. It's just, that's as straightforward it is. He's not what we need. We need a player who can actually make a difference at the back. And honestly, we need a player who fits a position. Now, Adeyemi is a young, talented player. I think that he has the potential, but there's a little risk into that because he's not the winger that we potentially need. He's not the striker we potentially need. He's a little bit in between, and we need to wait and see what happens. It's an interesting one. I'm not a big fan on the Adeyemi one, but we're focusing on the Niklas Süle one. And that is a signing we do need because this back line, as you guys could tell from yesterday's demolish, we need him. And it's a big move. It's a move that I'm a little bit surprised of. Fabrizio Romano, we'll go on Twitter a little bit to take a look and we'll get into the comments, but Fabrizio tweeted it out. It's exciting. It, for me, looks like it's 100% a done deal from what I've been reading, but he says official Borussia Dortmund has reached an agreement with Niklas Süle to join the club as a free agent from FC Bayern in June 2022. There's also been reports out there that says he wanted to stay in the Bundesliga. This is the number one place he wanted to go, which I found a little surprising. I didn't think that Dortmund were going to pay up, and maybe this deal was done beforehand and they released the news now to kind of relax the Dortmund fans after the Leverkusen performance, or maybe this is a reaction to the Leverkusen performance or the Akanji decision. I don't know. Regardless, let's get your guys' thoughts on it. Josh Late Gang. Oh, come on. We got my boy Alphonso Davies on there, but we got the snake coming in. Any Bayern fans in the chat, let me know what you guys' thoughts on, because this is an really interesting move. And there's been a history of players going in recent times back and forth from players who are not very significant, like Sebastian Rode, to Götze, to Hummels. This is an interesting one. This is a very cool one for me. After the disaster that was yesterday, my day is a little bit better. Yeah. Great signing. Now we need Schlotterbeck, and we are chilling. Yeah, I would be very comfortable next season if we started off with Nico Schlotterbeck and Niklas Süle as our two center backs. But there's still a lot of work to be done, man. There's still a lot of work. This Dortmund team is literally falling apart. Süle is a good step, but we need a proper CDM. And look at what Zachariah did. Would have been useful to have him after that performance he had against Juve. But we need a CDM. We need a winger. And I don't know what's going to happen with Erling Haaland, but we may need a striker. There are still several different positions, but this is a very, very good step in the right direction. Still, Schlotterbeck is a priority for me. We don't need Adeyemi, but we definitely need Schlotterbeck. I agree with that. I don't think we really need Adeyemi. I think that money can be put into a proper out-and-out winger, or again, potentially whatever's going to happen with Haaland to replace him. Adeyemi, for me, is somewhere in the middle, and I just don't know if... Josh, quit celebrating a 9-point window at the start of the stream. Mr. Josh, sir, I've missed you, bro. I miss you too, my man. Mr. Carlson here says, huge signing. Yeah, give me a rating, guys, out of 10. Give me a rating on what you guys think of Niklas Süle. And if you guys are just tuning in right now, guys, be sure to drop a like, drop a sub as well. I'm gonna put myself in full screen because I know you guys have missed me, but yeah, it's big news. Bayern will be going all out for Schlotterbeck because they can't get Christensen. There's also Ginter who's out there, which I think would be interesting to see if Bayern went after him. Süle, Akanji pairing, potentially, depending if Akanji's going to stay. Finally, a signing that is convincing. We need Schlotterbeck in Adeyemi now. This would be a very, very good turning point. I've had no one to speak to about Dortmund news. Glad you're back. I mean, come on, man. We had to go live for this one, man. This is an interesting signing, one that took me by surprise. I really didn't think Dortmund had it in them. I didn't think they had it in them. 10 mil is the number that we saw. There was a few interesting tweets I was looking at, and a lot of hype. A lot of hype going around about Niklas Süle. It's a statement. That's kind of what it is, and that's something. It's a statement, but in the right area, which I think is kind of funny because it's something that Dortmund haven't been able to do for a while. Now Schlotterbeck, but a lot of you guys are still very keen on Schlotterbeck, and after Zagadu's defensive performance, I can see why. I think something definitely needs to be done there. Yeah, and I don't know about Adeyemi. I don't know. I think honestly a 6 is almost the next requirement. I love Dahoud, I love Jude, but they're not 6s. They could play well together in a 4-3-3 with a proper CDM. And yeah, I don't know, man. This is a step in the right direction. There's no doubt about it. EVB Instagram confirmed it as well. I think Roy, Zagadou, Thomas need to step up. I don't know, man. I've lost a lot of my... I didn't have a lot of love for Zagadou. You guys know that. But I don't know. I don't know, man. Niklas Süle is just a statement. Just a statement compared to what some of the CDMs we've had. Check Dortmund Twitter. It's confirmed. Bayern fan here. Bayern always give players for free. They could have sold him for 20 mil. Boateng, Alaba, yeah. How the turntables have turntables. How the turntables have turned. Angie's here. Let me know how you guys are feeling today. We asked you guys for some ratings. 9 out of 10. 7 out of 10. A little low for me. A little low. I'd say this is like a 9.5 out of 10 because it's a player who's proven in the Bundesliga. He is a Champions League winner. He's won pretty much everything there is to win in the game. He's in the position that we're desperate for. Dortmund need a center back more than they need anything else. And they found it. And honestly, they weakened their title contenders. So we don't know how Bayern are going to replace Süle, but I don't know, man. This is a shocking one. A lot of 9s out there. Easy 10, 7.5, 9 for the Süle signing. The only thing I worry about is his injuries, and that's fair. Ginter is going to Inter. Rolled off the tongue. I said 12 out of 10. Who do you think Süle will be replacing? I don't know. I think Akanji is gonna have an interesting one. Now I think that because if he doesn't re-sign, I don't remember. Let's take a look at Akanji quickly because I don't remember when his contract expires. His contract expires in 2023. So if Akanji isn't going to re-sign, maybe there's a potential they're looking to flip him. Maybe Zagadou as well. Or maybe the fact that we have 0 center backs and we just simply need one, because I doubt we're going to sign Prongicic. Bayern still have Upamecano, Davies, Pavard, Hernandez. They'll be fine. Everyone going to raid Bayern players. This means Akanji won't renew. That's kind of what I'm thinking. We shouldn't 100% say that, but there was reports that just came out today that said Akanji isn't going to renew. So Matar is here. I know he's a little salty about it. Like he said, he admitted it, but I think Matar did give props to Dortmund going for this type of signing because, including myself, I didn't see it. I didn't see it happening. People saying 6 out of 10 signing. Nah, y'all don't deserve him. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Dominguez from Bologna is a good shout. I could see that. Could see that. The W's coming in, guys. StreamYard, my man. Is Akanji leaving? I don't know. Let's go over to BBB News Blog. Big shout out to them. They've been doing an incredible job. They got 25.4 thousand followers. So if you're not following BBB News Blog, which I'm assuming 95% of you guys are, incredible. I'll share my screen to get you guys up there because they're a really, really good source. They've done a great job ever since they started the Twitter account. I don't think they're even that long, but look at that picture. It is beautiful. Did I retweet it? Oh, there we go. Look at that. It says that Niklas Süle received 3 offers from Serie A Premier League clubs, but the priority was to stay in Germany, and he only wanted Borussia Dortmund. I'm just gonna, just do this for every single one. Why not? And I find that a little bit interesting because it's weird to say that Bayern offered him, I believe it was 10 mil, and then Dortmund offered him 10 mil, and he went with Dortmund, which I find very interesting there. He showed in the personnel talks that he's a great desire for Borussia Dortmund. The best German defender plays for Dortmund now. Statement. 5-year contract. I believe it was a 4-year contract. And here's one from our boy Manuel. Shout out to the Unsackable podcast. Borussia Dortmund are looking at Niklas Süle because Manuel Akanji has rejected the latest offer to extend his contract. So, yeah, I don't know what type of connection there was between Akanji, but I mean, if Dortmund was looking at the Leverkusen performance and a lot of the defensive performances this year, Akanji's been our best CB by far. And if he's not willing to extend, maybe they're making a decision. Like, all right, let's ship Akanji out to Leicester City, for example, get some money for him with a year left on his contract. Let's bring in Niklas Süle on a free. I think that's a fair deal that they got from him, considering Bayern offered him that same deal and he rejected it. Why didn't Bayern extend his contract? Well, from what I understand, they offered him about 10. He rejected it, and then we got him for that. So it's a massive statement for Dortmund, guys. This is a bit of a concern, though. We do have huge injury troubles this season. It's been very apparent this season. We got to just, I guess, hope that Niklas Süle can figure out how to stay healthy, because if he doesn't, it's going to be a little painful. Süle, Akanji, Hummel, Schotterbeck, and no Adeyemi. Let's play up front with Moukoko, Tigges, and Malen. Okay, bit of an issue with that statement. I don't have a lot of faith in putting a ton of minutes on Moukoko, or definitely not Tigges. But I agree. I don't really want to see Dortmund pursue Adeyemi. I think that we should go for a proper out and out and a little bit more developed winger, especially given this season and what Malen's kind of been like. But I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in giving Tigges or Moukoko a ton of minutes. I had a feeling about him going to BBB yesterday when I watched his agent on German Football Show. It's a wild one. This is a wild transfer. Zachariah in the summer would have been great. It would have, and he's already scored. Got a like goal already. Let's get to 50 likes. I'd be happy with Akanji and Süle do. I would be too, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it. I think there's a strong chance that Dortmund are going to look to get some funds from somewhere. And considering that Akanji's got 1 year left on his deal, it's probably the right time. Süle isn't good, guys. Look at the goal Hertha scored against Bayern. He didn't do anything. I wouldn't go off of just that, my man. We will have Akanji for 1 more year, send Zagadou on loan for playing time, and get Schotterbeck. The best scenario for me would probably be to sell Akanji and sell Zagadou and bring in Schotterbeck. It's time to gut this club a little bit, guys. It really, I'm sorry, Zagadou is not good enough for Borussia Dortmund. He has never been good enough, maybe before the injuries. You need to get some money. I think it'd be very wise to sell Akanji. It'd be very wise to sell Zagadou. This would bring in a little bit of revenue. If you're able to get Schotterbeck, you have Süle and Schotterbeck as your 2 starting CBs with Hummels there. That is a W. And then you can start putting into areas, because we are we lost a lot of our depth. We need a winger. We need a CDM. We arguably need a striker if Haaland leaves. And I know, and I don't want to see Akanji leave, but if we're not able to re-sign him, we might as well sell him for something. Because I do still think with a year left on his contract, if he's not willing to re-sign, you should probably sell him. That just is the best bang for your buck if you're able to get someone like Schlotterbeck as well. This hasn't been set for about 2 weeks, but BVB hasn't wanted to go public yet. 9 out of 10 only because of injuries. It's fair. It's fair. Still can't believe we got him. I guess that could explain. Yeah. Süle and hopefully Schlotterbeck coming in. Do we have any other defenders in your opinion? I mean, Niklas Stark, for example, for depth. But yeah, I don't know. It'll depend because like I said, I personally think that it'd be very wise for Dortmund to sell this summer Zagadou and Akanji if they can't re-sign Akanji. I like Manuel Akanji. He's been here for a long time. He's a good CB. I wouldn't mind him partnering with Süle. But if we're not going to be able to re-sign him, we should sell him. We need to generate money because there's a lot of areas. This is just a little band-aid over a lot of cracks of Borussia Dortmund. The 6 was apparent yesterday in the demolishing that Leverkusen put down on us. We don't have proper wingers. We clearly want to go with the 4-2-3-1 system. We need to start getting positions to back Rosa. And that is the wingers. For me, it's a huge one. There's still a lot of work, but I think Niklas Süle is a statement signing. I really do. The way that we were able to pull the transfer off, I do think the timing came in just in time. Dortmund looked at crisis on Twitter, like, all right, we need to give these guys a reason to calm down. Alex's 5-year contract. Evening, Josh. Kel taking the W always. I'm guessing Akanji to Juve. I was thinking like Leicester. I was thinking they could get a big chunk of money from a Premier League side. And the kind of crap about McDonald's is part of the reason why he wanted to leave Bayern. Yeah, salt is what it is, Angie. It's a little bit of salt. I heard that Süle gets the salary he asked for in Bayern, which means 10 million plus. Yeah, I heard a couple different things. I heard he wanted around 12 from Bayern. They offered him 10. He rejected it. I heard that it was about 12 that Dortmund offered. I don't know about the different bonuses, but and the 4-3-3 won't work without proper wingers. I'm 100% on board with you. Dortmund need wingers, and they also need a CDM. Those are 2 of the most important positions for Dortmund to get, and they don't have that. A center back was a good one because the back four looks atrocious, but the fact that we got this deal done the way that we did in the time that we did tells me maybe Dortmund panicked a little bit about Akanji not re-signing. Because notice how the news kind of came out around the same time. But again, this is just me speculating. I don't think it was a reactionary from the Leverkusen defeat. I was kind of joking. My honest opinion, which take it as you will, because it's not a fact, is that Akanji wasn't re-signing. So they started targeting Niklas Süle, seeing if some type of deal could be done there. And they got it over the line, or close to over the line. And then maybe it was a reactionary a little bit to put the timing out with the way that they did. I'm like, all right, let's drop the news now. And it's a statement because the back four for years have just been hard to watch. And we're hoping Süle can bring a little bit to it, especially if we can get Schlotterbeck in there as well. So Süle is second highest paid player at Dortmund after Royce. Yeah, and I don't have a massive issue with that because if you watch our back four for the last few years, you'll understand why. On a free, Süle would get 200k euros in Europe, so it makes sense. I love the sign. Now we just need to go after St. Juice and Schlotterbeck and move to a back 3. I doubt we'd sign both. I'd assume maybe we hopefully can get Schlotterbeck because that would be a big one now, but a lot of it depends. It's going to be very interesting because I really think this team needs to be gutted. And this is the first big step. The first big step because this season has been way too up and down. And yes, some of it goes on Rosa, but in my opinion, a lot of it goes down on the players, on the board for not structuring this team properly to suit the manager. It's been a huge cycle as to why Dortmund have been so poor this season, but it's not all doom and gloom. I mean, we're in a very good position to finish second. It's not what anyone wants. We all obviously want to compete for the title, but this season, we're not good enough. And this team is not good enough to go for the title. So let's lock down a second place finish, see what kind of magic we can maybe do in the Europa League. We've already been booted out of the cup. It's been a very mediocre season, which is why I think some of these transfers need to start happening. A lot of these players need to get out of the club. A lot of new blood needs to come in. They need to determine whether Marco Rose is the guy going forward, and if he isn't, give the man what he needs to be able to play the systems that he wants to, instead of having Brandt out here wide, Mullen wide, Royce wide, it doesn't work. Having two number 8s in Bellingham and Dahoud playing as 6s, there's still so much work to do, but this is a good step. If you're a Dortmund fan today, this is a good step. And Alex, Zagadou's awful. I nearly passed out of how bad he was. Yeah, but this has been going on for a while. If like a long time. And I've tried to be very careful because if you play for Borussia Dortmund, I am a fan that will do my best to back you and not to be disrespectful about you. But I haven't been a fan of Zagadou, period, ever. I haven't liked really a single performance he's put in for Dortmund for a very long time. He's a 1 in 5. He's got that mistake in him that happens, and I've said it throughout watch-alongs every time he started. I said, I don't like to speak like this, but our man has a mistake in him. And that Leverkusen goal he conceded, man, was just the tip of the iceberg. I think Zagadou would be best just to be sold and get a fresh start elsewhere, generate a little bit of money, because there is a player in there. I just don't think it's going to happen for him at Dortmund. Remember, we need a left back who can defend. If you're going to do that, though, that means we have to get rid of Guerreiro. Because we're not going to have Guerreiro playing up as a left attacking man. We're not going to put him in as a number 8. He is a left wing back. He would probably want to play in a back 5 system. So if you're going to put in and go all in on a left back, then we might need to flip Guerreiro, which I don't want to do. But it's that or you got to switch up the system. There's a lot of decisions. It's not a straight up and down type of decision. Best case scenario, Akanji resigns, we get Schlotterbeck, 3 in the back, please. It depends. And I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak to what Rose is going to want to do. I haven't seen any indication that he really wants to play in a back 3. But yeah, I mean, the Guerreiro situation is an interesting one because I just don't think he's a proper left back. But he should start because Guerreiro's amazing at what he does. Dortmund pulled a Bayern. They did. Selling and getting Schlotterbeck would be a W for Dortmund, but challenge Bayern, you need depth. I agree with that. Josh, would be your number 1 CDM preference? If we get... my number 1 CDM definitely would be Neves. I would probably still say Boubacar Kamara if we could pull that off. I like this strategy around signing these players. I mean, free agents have their risks to them. Look at Juve. They butchered a bunch. But I don't know. I think Boubacar Kamara, similar to Zachariah, would be so useful for this team. Talented, young, fits the profile, plays that position well, can also drop back into a back 3, even I think in a back 2 if you really need to. But there's a few different options. And knowing Dortmund, they'll stay within the Bundesliga, which is why Kamara's not a realistic one. Josh, serious question. Does the backlog of great CBs hurt us? Can Rosa manage all these great players with their egos? Süle, Kanji, Maloney is a big task. Just always with Maloney with you. Dortmund's still going to go after Callum Hudson-Odoi. I doubt it. Süle is going to Dortmund, and we'll sign Holland instead. Not a chance. Not a chance. Honestly, hope that this gives our players the idea to stay around. I don't know what's going to happen with Erling Haaland, man. I'd be very surprised if he stayed around. This has kind of been a tough season. But you never know. Little things can make a difference in a player, and going out and signing a player like Niklas Süle to bring to Dortmund like this, it's a bit of a statement. Süle is great. I agree. Süle told his agent not to keep the appointment. With Bayern fans after the winter break, and that is leaving. Back 3 is the way to go because of how bad Rafa is in defense. I agree. I've said it from the very beginning. This team was only created to be able to play in like this current squad with a 3-4-2-1 system. If you play a 3-4-2-1 system, you have every single player playing in their position. But Marco Rose does not like to do that. You have obviously Kobel in that right wing back. You can put Meunier there, who played there before. You can put Hazard there if you really want to. That's the only iffy one. But Meunier's been playing well, and he would probably relish the opportunity to be able to bomb up and down the pitch, knowing that there's a back 3. Well, then you have your 3 backs, and you have in the central center back, the only position I think he can properly play, Mats Hummels, Akanji, and then Chan, maybe Zagadou. I wouldn't bank on that anymore. But you have a back 3. Then you have Guerreiro playing at left wing back. Then you have still a little bit of coverage. So it even allows you to play Dahoud Bellingham if you really wanted to. But I mean, the only proper six we really have is Witsel, but I'd probably still go Dahoud and Bellingham. And then you go Brandt and you go Royce as your two cams because you don't have wingers in this squad. And then you go Holland up front. It's very simple to me. But we play the 4-2-3-1 with eights as sixes, with strikers and cams as wingers, with your very attacking fullbacks playing. It's just a disaster. And it's the reason a lot of this season has looked the way that it has. I would like Klosterman, but I doubt we can pull that off. Would be incredible. Would be incredible. Why not take Bunasar from us as well? AFCON winner. No. We don't need. No one needs Bunasar. But congrats to Senegal. Big AFCON. Very cool. A lot of cool videos I was seeing. Celebrations. Their first ever. Big accomplishment for them. Now Zagadou is going to leave, or him or Akanji. I would like to see Akanji stay. I'd like to see Akanji stay, but if it comes down to it and we need money, sell both and bring in Schallerbeck. Welcome to Dortmund. Kimmich is staying at Bayern. He will be in a few front men once Müller leaves. Yeah. Guerreiro can easily play as a winger. I don't know. I don't know why because he has played it in like the 4-2-3-1. He's played as a left attacking mid before. There's just something about his play there that doesn't convince me he can do it over an entirety of a season. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think left wing back is his best position. I would never have thought a Bayern player would join us. I'm genuinely surprised. We've had a bunch, man. Götze's come back. Hummels has come back. Sebastian Roto's come over. A lot of them haven't really worked out. That's a good shout. A lot of money, though. Bruno would have been a good one, but obviously he's went to money-stuffed Newcastle. We have a CDM in Dahoud. We need a world-class winger and striker. Dahoud is not a proper CDM. He's not, man. He's not a proper CDM. And if Dahoud and Bellingham, in my opinion, play best with a proper CDM. If you would have brought in Zachariah and you played a 4-2-3-1, Zachariah and Dahoud, Zachariah, Bellingham, that can be fine. Or if you're going to play a 4-3-3, Zachariah in behind Dahoud and Bellingham. Dahoud is not a proper CDM, but he can play the position. And he will have good moments, but he will also have bad moments. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Süle is not slow. He's a tank. I know. I tried to take shots at Süle when he was playing for Bayern, saying, man, like he looks like a tank, but the man does have speed. At top speed, he's quick. Acceleration is where it comes in questions. Thoughts on Ginter? I like Ginter. He's not going to come back to Dortmund. That's a fact, but I'm not sure where he's going to go. Someone in here said Inter, which I think would be a good fit for him. There's been a couple hints that maybe Bayern are going to look at him now. Kamara instead. Let Zagadou go. Our defense next season ideally would be Schallerbeck, Akanji, Süle, Hummels, Koulibaly, Collins. That's not bad. Schallerbeck will be interesting, man. I'm not holding my breath on it, but I wasn't holding my breath on Niklas Süle. I think there's definitely a chance. Yeah. I know you're often dismissive as a joke, maybe, but all of the best potential destinations have surfaced. I think he'd be... Ooh, I don't know. I personally do think that Dest would have been better suited for the Bundesliga. I think Bayern would have been a better fit for Dest than Dortmund, in my opinion. I don't think Dest is a massive upgrade in the right back position. So I wouldn't really want to see him come to Dortmund, but I think that Bayern should take a look at him. So Raf doesn't have the pace to be a winger. Left center mid in a 4-3-3, left mid in a 4-4-2 at most. I think that's probably where I'm thinking as well. But I still think left wing back is where you want, because Guerreiro, in my opinion, is one of the best fullbacks in the world. And he needs to play in a position that suits him. By Delaney. No. Could a 4-2-2-2 work at Dortmund? I'd say no. But it also depends on the manager. Our manager wants to play with a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. That's a fact. So the board needs to realize that they need to bring in players to suit that. And right now, a center back, great. That does help because our back four is atrocious, but we need a proper CDM and we need proper wingers right now. And then obviously if Holland leaves, we need to replace him. But we just don't have the personnel to properly play the system our manager wants to play. Selling Delaney was such an L. Yeah. I say get Schlotterbeck if Akanji leaves. I agree. But if he extends, I'd wait to see. Yeah. I agree with that. I mean, yeah, no, I agree with that. If we re-sign Akanji, I'm less concerned about Schlotterbeck. I'm more concerned about the wingers and the CDM. If we don't re-sign Akanji, I'd look to cash in. And then I'd look to try to recruit Schlotterbeck, or even like a stopgap and bring in Niklas Stark on a free. Have him as an option, and then you have Hummels and Süle, Stark as your potential option if one of those two can't last. But Schlotterbeck just makes that defense a whole different game. Why limit Dahoud as a CDM when the man's amazing? He's not. That's why I said he plays better with a proper 6. Dahoud can play a 6 because he's just such an intelligent footballer. But in my opinion, he's better with a proper 6. Oh, God. Did you see his debut for Napoli, man? Talk about falling off a cliff. I don't think he's been back in the side since his first debut with Napoli. We need a 6. Yes, we do. British Empire is pumped. Completely true. Left wing back is Raf's best position. I was just replying to someone who said Rafa should be played as a winger. No. I don't think so. Guerreiro is a top 15, 20 in the world. Are you saying in his position or as a player? Because in his position, I'd say he's a top 3 as a wing back. If you're saying in the world, I don't know if that's true. Bellingham, Brandt, Mo, midfield is really weak defensive positioning wise. We need a CDM. We do. CDM by far. Is Lacroix someone that we would want? Depends on, I'd say, I bet you can get him cheaper from what we could have a year ago, but I think it depends on the type of money and wages he'd be looking for. Matt, maybe. Do you know a good Holland replacement? David is too expensive, Josh. I'd still say Schick. Dortmund go within the Bundesliga. That's just how they are. Is it official that Süle joined BBB? It is. British Empire comes in with the donation on the channel. Much love, my man. What do you think about Adeyemi and Nico Süle? Promote Ruth, promote Gerpuz to CDM along. I'm a very skeptical person when it comes to promoting within. I just am. So if you're going to ask me, hey, should we promote this guy and hope that we can compete with Bayern? The answer will always to me be no. Go out and buy someone better. It is what it is. There's certain positions. I'd say you have an option to promote one single person and hope that there's an opportunity that he thrives, because Dortmund are able to do that. But you can't promote 2, 3, 4 guys and expect to compete with Bayern. You just simply cannot do it. Gerpuz is not good enough in my eyes. There are a few young ballers in the U19 and the U23s that will have an opportunity, but you've got to be very careful on how you put them in, because you don't want to stunt their development. Look at Mukuku. He was the most highly rated youngster that we've ever seen, or we're supposed to ever see. And he has just hit a wall with injuries, with discipline issues, not getting minutes. You can't bank on these type of players come in. You need to go out and spend or recruit wisely. Try to balance the book, shift some dead weight out, bring some in. If you're able to, for example, cash in on Kanji, get rid of Zagadou, and then maybe bring in Stark for depth, for example. Find a way to get the CDM in. You have to do things and then promote maybe one of those guys. Maybe there's a left back, for example. You know that's an issue. If you can get Schultz off the books and you're desperate and you don't have the money, but you find a way to promote within, and then you give that player an opportunity to develop, there's a chance. But if you're going to promote 4 or 5 guys, this team's going to be in trouble. They're going to look like what Barca did at the start of this year. A couple of them rose to the occasion. Gavi, for example. Nico Gonzalez has even had the good shout. But I think that's very, very rare. And I just think it's too big of a risk if you want to see this team compete. And yes, Barca are doing okay, but are they competing for the title? No. They could probably win anything this year? No. But they do have some really exciting youngsters that were given an opportunity to thrive. It's a very interesting question, British Empire, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't sign Adeyemi. I would try to get Schlotterbeck and Süle through the door. I'd find a 6, I'd find a winger, and I'd find a way to see what happens with Haaland. Any bonus to that would be getting a player like Schick if Haaland leaves, to get a proper left back, a defensive left back, a young left back. If you can get Schultz at the door, there's a lot to that question. I like that question. It was a good one to put a donation for. So much love to British Empire there. Oh yes. Yes, you were right. You were right. Josh, I was replying to someone single out the one performance against PSG. Yes. But yeah, a lot of hype. I'd like to see them get given a chance. Top 3, Josh. Robinson would be in the top 3. Davies would be in the top 3. Guerreiro would be in the top 3. Every other player that you put is below Guerreiro, in my opinion. If you agree with me, guys, let me know. Or do you agree with Yash? Guerreiro, in that list you see on the screen, top 3, I'd have in no particular order: Robinson, Davies, Guerreiro. And I'm pretty confident with that. Hernandez. I do like me some Theo Hernandez. And I'm being very biased because I'm a Dortmund fan, but I mean, you have Gozens on there. And Guerreiro is a better player than De Gozens and Luka Ding and Chilwell. I really thought Moukoko would be better. Yeah. But what did you expect when you had Erling Haaland there? I think we promoted him too early because there was just so much hype. The records he was breaking were left, right, and center. And we gave him that opportunity to ride the bench. And that's all he was going to get, because you're not going to start him in front of Erling Haaland. And you're not going to start him in the position he wants to. And if you give a 16-year-old 10 minutes in the top flight, which you're not used to doing, it's hard. Like, I don't blame Moukoko, but I think he should be down playing more minutes instead of just riding the pine. Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, though, I think that game was pretty much done and dusted from pretty much the third goal. Kuku would be a brilliant, but way too expensive. Oh, Yash, my man, you were just falling off a cliff with this, man. Just throwing Tierney in there. Acuna from Sevilla, all better than Guerreiro. Oh, no. No, that's an L. Yash, my man. This season, his season hasn't been fantastic, but we'll re-sign Dembele, yeah. Top 5 at least, arguably top 3. It's not his best season. I do like Theo Hernandez. Cancelo, if you count him, would be a fair shout. I know. I'm just playing with you, Yash. But yeah, I can't really protect Guerreiro's form this season. But I don't know. Some of the names you're putting in there, I just don't agree with. Fernand is questionable, but I think Digne and Gozens can be better, and Chilwell is better than Guerreiro. Oh, I don't know. Perspective. We'll agree. We'll go top 10 and we'll leave it from there. Cancelo, yeah. Another fun debate. I don't like how Rosa is hesitant to promote young players or help with the development and it's different though, man. It's different. I get what you're trying to say with when Klopp did it, but it was different. I don't think anyone. I do think he should. I do agree with you in the sense that he should try a little bit to include players, but he's got Moukoko. That is, like I said, I'd only look to give minutes to one player, and try to focus on that from time to time. And Mukugu's kind of been that guy, but maybe he should promote a little bit more, but I don't think they'd make a difference. But maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But I don't know. Süle will earn around 10 million a year at Dortmund. He really joined us to prove. Yeah. No, it's a statement, man. It's a statement. Without homegrown players, we can't compete with Bayern. Look at Bayern. A good chunk of their world-class players came from their academy. Also, homegrown players tend to Yeah, but take a look at those players now. Who's the most recent Bayern Academy player that is going to make it? Because I think that was just kind of, I wouldn't say luck, because it's not luck. All those players are incredible and they're club legends. But Bayern will more than likely recruit. I don't know the next academy player that's going to be the next Muller, that will be the next Lamb. Like, I think that Bayern, to be able to stay at the top and do what they did in Europe, are going to just keep recruiting the way that they do, rather than promote within. Because I don't know. Let's take a look at Bayern's team quickly and take a look at their actual last academy player. And correct me if I'm missing someone, if there's any Bayern fans out there, but Neuer's not an academy, Upamecano's not, Richards not, Süle's not, Pavar's not, Kimmich is not, Gnabry's not, Goretzka's not, Lewandowski's not, Sané's not, Coleman's not. I'm just going to keep going down. Yeah, so yeah, there's Muller. Am I missing someone else? Is there someone else in here? I don't know. Do you count Jamal Musiala? Because he's not really. I mean, he did do 8 years in Chelsea and then 2 years in Bayern. If you want to count him, but so I guess if you want to count Jamal, you can. But Muller's the last one who came from Bayern. Tillman's there, who I don't think is going to do much in his Bayern career. So I don't know, man. That's not a great point. Cheers, my man. Elvedi to BBB. Musiala is the next Muller. It's a big statement, man. It's a big statement. Yeah, I don't know, man. Those are two names, and I don't know how much. I don't know. Those are two names. I'm not even convinced Paul's going to do much, but Jamal is a big one. But it's no different than Moukoko. You have Jamal Musiala, who is definitely further along than Moukoko, but I get what you guys. You do, Josh, because he is a young player. It was to be homegrown. Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, let's debate. Jamal isn't an academy player from Bayern. But, yeah, I don't know. Regardless, Dortmund do have a lot of young, talented players. And the fact that we have our U23 team playing in the third division, I think is going to help. But yeah, that's an interesting debate. Boateng and Alaba are gone. It's not helping your case, man. I'm talking about now, right at the present. You have one player really on that team. That's Thomas Muller. That's a big difference maker that came from the academy. Jamal, if you want to count him, fine. But no one else is a difference maker for Bayern that are coming. It's not like it's not like Bayern's full with academy players. But I don't think Dortmund have any, so except for maybe like Moukoko, but he's not a difference maker either. Tig is adding 3. Yeah, Tig is. No, he's not even a homegrown player. Never mind. Same as Mullen. Do you think he should start in the striker position? Or no. Tig should not start a game in the Bundesliga ever. He is useful for coming off the bench, and that is about it. I do like Frey. I'm a big fan of Emmanuel Frey. I've been a big fan since watching his very, very first preseason match with us. I think 2 seasons ago, before he went on loan to the Netherlands. Now he's playing in the third division. I like Emmanuel Frey. And I'm not against promoting any of the players. I'm just saying if you're expecting to be better than what we have, I think we're going to be a little disappointed. Royce, I don't know if you want to count him. I mean, he's an academy player from, I don't even know when he played in the academy for Dortmund, but he obviously went on to two different clubs before returning. Can't see him. Do you realize how much he makes in Paris? Yeah, the ex-Schalke man, I doubt he returns. But, all right, guys, I think we're going to wrap up the stream for today. A lot of good conversation in it. I think the main takeaway is that this is a bit of a statement. Hopefully the first of a ripple effect that sees this Dortmund team finally reconstructed to give them a chance of fighting for the table, because there's so much work that needs to be done, man. There truly is. But I appreciate you guys tuning in for this little transfers breaking news for Niklas Süle. We are excited to have him here. He's exactly what I think Dortmund needed. And yeah, All right, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to drop a like and a sub on your guys' way out, and we'll see you guys soon. Cheers, friends.